It's another Friday, the 23rd of June, 2023. And man, a lot of stuff is going down since last Friday. I mean, it's always like that, man. Give a little week and it just goes crazy. But guess what? We're going to jump into all of that. I'm talking about we got the school board that done rammed through $1 billion. $1 billion now for the budget for this upcoming year. We got, oh, they done rammed through the raising of taxes. A lot of y'all might not understand that it's the raising of taxes, but it's the raising of taxes. As far as the millage rate is concerned, we got Hunter Biden and his lack of, how can I say, charges, right? His whole second, third, fourth, fifth chance of life, getting essentially pardoned because his dad is who he is, and yet he done got caught with crack and guns and tax evasion. But they locked up Ron Isley. They locked up Ron Isley for tax evasion. But Hunter gets to walk. And listen, we're going to jump into all of that. But first, you know how Pro likes to do it. At the beginning of every show, we got to kick it off with some nice music. And today we're going to break form. We're not going to play anything local, but it is definitely independent. It is the homie Bryson Gray. And we just need to get back to the basics. So I'm gonna drop this new one, man. It came out about a month ago. It's from his EP, Letters to the Church #2. Name of this track is called Christ Walk. Check it out. Let some folk know. Come on in here, man. Friday Night Flights has officially started. Let's get it.
Step one, get into the word and get out the zoo. Step two, kill your old self and become new. Step three, turn from all the sinning that you used to do. Step four, tell the whole squad they can do it too. Christ walk. Step, 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 step. Hey, Christ walk. Step, step. Put the mill down and get some meat. Preacher sound good when you a baby. Christ, that ain't that sweet. Easy being Christian on the net, but what about in them streets? We at war with all these evil rulers. Are you down for beef? You gon' get persecuted by the world, even by your friends. It's gonna be the closest people to you. You thought that's your man. Devil working, he gon' push the limit to see where you stand. Especially when you have a
Wait. Back to the top. Let's get it. Back to the top. You know how it go down.
DJ Protocol, DJ Protocol, like that fuel.
Hey, buddy, what you cooking? Step one, get into the word and get out the zoo. Step two, kill your old self and become new. Step three, turn from all the sinning that you used to do. Step four, tell the whole squad they can do it too. Christ walk. Step, 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 step. Hey, Christ walk. Step, step. Step, step. And soon you gon' have to put the mill down and get some meat. Preacher sound good when you a baby. Christ, that ain't that sweet. Easy being Christian on the net, but what about in them streets? We at war with all these evil rulers. Are you down for beef? You gon' get persecuted by the world, even by your friends. It's gonna be the closest people to you. You thought that's your man. Devil working, he gon' push the limit to see where you stand. Especially when you have a weak moment. He know that's his chance. But you down to lose for the kingdom. You might lose your bands. I mean, look at me as an example. I done locked my fans. All these demons trying to bring you down anywhere they can. Are you gonna endure it to the end? Tell me what's your plan. Step one, get into the word and get out the zoo. Step two, kill your old self and become new. Step three, turn from all the sinning that you used to do. Step four, tell the whole squad they can do it too. Christ walk. Step, 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 step. Hey, Christ walk. Step, 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 step.
At this point, it's like common sense that ain't coming. So I ain't even really Christ walking, I'm running. From all of my sins, I'm making amends with all of the people I dislike. Because if I don't, then I'ma go down with the ones I dislike. Down with the wicked. Down and conflicted. Tell me, why would I ever risk it? This new life, why would I end it? I gave God my dependence. After he left his imprint, it was all switched in an instant. When I was transformed from a misfit, I gotta follow the covenant and get it right before he come again. On fire for Christ, I'm bubbling. Don't touch unless you got an oven mitt. Left everyone I was in trouble with. When I sacrificed it, he doubled it. I don't put faith in no other men. Yahweh is my only government. I'm the light child.
Step 1, get into the word and get out the zoo. Step 2, kill your old self and become new. Step 3, turn from all the sinning that you used to do. Step 4, tell the whole squad they can do it too. Christ walk. Step. Hey, Christ walk. Step.
Yeah, I say the old me dead in the cemetery. Go ahead and write that obituary. About to preach on the beat. I ain't go to seminary. Still gon' give them the word like a dictionary. I'm army like the military. Ain't talking no guns, been reading Ephesians. What verse? 6 to the cap, I'm allergic. Cause the evidence is evident, is in plain sight, irrelevant. The words say they gon' try to suppress the truth and worship things that's irrelevant. Worst part is they try to get others to impart in their regiment. Pushing the cure out the medicine. You know I'm a Jefferson. Moving on up in life. Get a little ego in a facade. Walking by faith, I'm walking with God. Ain't trying to impress, I'm trying to make intercessions. Count my blessings. Kill oppression, expose the devil. Rock with Christ like it's heavy metal. Tell him how not to settle.
Step 1, get into the word and get out the zoo. Step 2, kill your old self and become new. Step 3, turn from all the sinning that you used to do. Step 4, tell the whole squad they can do it too. Christ walk. Step. Hey, Christ walk. Step.
Yeah. What up? Yeah. Your boy Protocol checking in the building. Friday night flights, man. What's good? I'm here. I'm on daddy duty, so couldn't make it to the studio today, but I'm at the spot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Making it do what it do on daddy duty. Got the babies and they doing their thing, and Pops is working because that's what Pops has to do, man. Strong Dad June, you know what I'm saying? Making it happen. Shouts out to everybody holding it down on the father side of the thing. Shouts out to them brothers because y'all do good things too. I cannot, leave the mothers out like that. But it's Strong Dad June. It is Strong Dad June. So with it being Strong Dad June, I'm going to rep it for the fathers a little bit harder, man, because we got to endure. We got to put through. So shouts out to all the fellas making it do what it do. Man, look, I missed y'all over this past week. It's been crazy. It's been straight ridiculous what we've had to endure over this last week, right? We had the world going crazy. Over the crush can. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all remember the crush can? Were y'all able to see the crush can? I mean, everybody heard about the crush can that went down this past week, right? Ocean Gate. It's funny that his name is Ocean Gate, right? Because every time there's a conspiracy or a theory of some sort, something happens. There's always a gate at the end. Spygate, Deflate Gate, Russia Gate, Ocean Gate. And this is the name. They just went ahead and made it easy for us. Like, this is the name of the company. It's like Ocean Gate. Yeah, y'all. So when it happens, yeah, Ocean Gate. So shouts out to them in that situation. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. There's some people that reportedly we have footage of what happened. Allegedly, reportedly. Let's see if I can find that for us right quick. Is this it? Oh yeah. This is it. This is it. You're gonna go ahead and get this. My son ain't wildin'.
He's like, oh, daddy out the way. I'm finna go in here. I'm finna get to it. Let's get it. All right, y'all. Secret footage. Special footage right here. Special footage. Y'all ready? Let's get it.
I'm going to put a little water in the bottom of the can. And then I'm going to turn on the stove. So be careful that you don't.
Oh, man. Shouts out to good old gas stoves.
What we're going to do is a sort of soda can version of the famous experiment where you collapse a can. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
What happens?
You put water in, and when the water heats, it turns into steam, and the steam fills the can. Then you take it and put it in.
Wait, you put a top.
Put
the top on, right? Okay.
And you put it in ice cubes or something, and the steam will turn back into water and go to the bottom of the can, and it'll just collapse in on itself.
Right, air pressure, and squeeze it like a big giant. Just squeeze it. Well, we're going to do the same thing, but this time without bothering to put the top on, because you see, water in the bottom of this has now changed to steam. You can see the water vapor coming out. Okay, what I'm going to do is to take it here, and I'm going to turn it upside down and put it over there in that pan of water. So you watch what happens. Just like that.
Oh.
So the same idea, right? Only this time we did it so fast that the air pressure pushed before the water had a chance to get up and fill up the can.
Oh, man.
How would you like to do that?
That's what happened,
Sure,
y'all.
I guess.
Okay.
That's what happened. It got crushed.
Some water went in there, obviously. Another can. Put a little water in the bottom.
It got crushed, y'all. I'm not right. I am a sick, funny guy. But it's okay. It's okay, because humor is going to get you through a lot of things. Listen, I don't know if those people was on the boat, whether they weren't on the boat, whether they was on the submersible, whether they weren't on the sub. None of us know. Okay? None of us know. And however this is going down, whether this is some Machiavellian situation or whether they really was dumb enough to get inside a can and go down to the bottom of the ocean and get crushed. Whichever, however, that ain't got nothing to do with me at all. That was them deciding that they were going to be adults and even a very stern parent and cause a child to go down there with them. And hey, that's okay. Everybody got choices. They got life, or they had life, their liberty, and their freedom to do as they chose. And what did they choose to do? They chose to spend $250,000 per seat to go down to the bottom of the ocean, allegedly, and got crushed. Allegedly. I don't know, because I wasn't there. But that's what they said. That's the story. So they're sticking with it. But I found it funny that they decided to completely drag this out for 4 days, 5 days. But they already knew, allegedly, that this submersible had done imploded. Yeah. Yeah, the Navy had already heard. You didn't know? You didn't hear about the Navy? Man, let me show you how the Navy gets down. Because the Navy knew. The Navy knew. So we're going to go to Yahoo. We're going to go to Yahoo per ABC News, right? Let's go here. Shouts out to everybody in the comment section. Shouts out to everybody tuning in. Yo, listen, check in. You watching this video, check in the comments, man. Leave a like. Share this video. Subscribe to my YouTube. Subscribe to my Rumble. I really want to go over to the Rumble. I really want to build Rumble up because I believe that's where the future is. So definitely join me over on Rumble. Let's get this tab. Where are we at? Here we go. All right, y'all. Go ahead, put them seats in the upright position. Make sure that those trays are in their proper position. It is time for us to go ahead and take off on this Friday night flight officially. tell the hostess, get you some peanuts, something nice to drink because it's about to go down. All right, y'all. So check it out. Titan families told a potential implosion sound. Navy detected before news reports. So the U.S. Coast Guard informed the families of Titan crew that the Navy had detected a sound consistent with an implosion in the area the submersible went missing before the sound became public knowledge Thursday evening. All right. So they heard the implosion on Sunday. The official said that on Sunday, SOSUS picked up an anomaly near the site of the Titanic wreck, and the Navy said its specialists at work to analyze its sound signature. In the meantime, the Coast Guard was informed the Titan had gone missing and had begun its search and rescue efforts. So on Sunday, the SOSUS picked up an anomaly. It was the sound of something imploding. This was on Sunday. And yet news reports didn't come out until Thursday that there had been an implosion. I don't know about you, but to me, that sounds pretty off. I'm just saying, y'all. It sounds pretty off. I think that this was a very large cover-up, a very large I'm sorry, my brain just did this whole split off thing, so I was thinking about something else. But this was a very large smoke screen, if you would, for things that was happening. Yeah. There were things that were happening this week that they just did not want you to know about. Well, Pro, what do you mean there were things happening this week that they just didn't want us to know about? Yeah, there was things going on this week that they did not want you, the people, to know about. And I promise you, it's not cool. It is not cool in the least bit. You had Hunter Biden, who was out here getting his big grift on. Let's go on out here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we're going to hit all of that. Shouts out to my Facebook. If you aren't Facebook friends with me, go ahead and look that guy up, Pro Reacher Adams. All right. Where we at? Oh, no. This isn't where we want to go. I need to go to here. Here's where I need to be. Old guys. While this pull-up gets real. Yes. Shouts out to the Twitter fam. Go ahead, man. Follow your boy over on Twitter. It is Strong Dad June. You saw that. You see me, man. I always, no matter where I'm at, I'm still repping it because that's who I am. Gonna get you to the end, baby. Get them followers up, man. I was in the thousands at one point. Then they got rid of me. I got to come back, man. We bouncing back. Let's go. We bouncing back. So, what major was happening? So it's the stance on the Biden administration that the DOJ is perfect and they do not show favoritism and treat all cases alike. But this week, we had Hunter Biden who pleaded guilty to federal tax and gun crime charges, but he's not going to jail. Yeah. He copped a plea deal. Pledged guilty to federal tax charges and for a gun crime, lying on his application for a gun, and he's a known and well-documented crackhead. Yes, he is. But he's not going to jail. But wait a minute. Kodak Black, he got 3 years in jail for a weapons crime. Y'all remember Ron Isley? Ron Isley got locked up for tax evasion. He had to pay $3.1 million, and he served 3 years and 1 month in prison for tax evasion. But then we got this guy who got federal tax charges, lying on his taxes, tax evasion, and a gun charge, and he gets no jail time. But then we got the DOJ that's out here gaslighting us, saying bullshit like this out of his mouth.
Talking point on the campaign trail, the alleged corruption in the FBI and other federal law enforcement agencies. Do the American people have cause to be concerned about the integrity of the components of this Justice Department, and what do you have to say about how they're acting?
I certainly understand that some have chosen to attack the integrity of the Justice Department and its components and its employees by claiming that we do not treat like cases alike. This constitutes an attack on an institution that is essential to American democracy and essential to the safety of the American people.
Talking point on the campaign trail.
So y'all want us to believe that the Justice Department is all well, ain't no BS with y'all, and you're holding the law and you're treating all cases the same? I call bullshit, Merrick Garland. Oh, yeah. I call, what's that smell? I smell shit. Because you know who you don't treat fairly? Black folk. I just showed you 2 black folk, same charges, who did jail time. Hunter Biden, the crackhead with the laptop from hell, right here diddling on chilling. Yeah, chilling diddling. He walking free. We got information now coming out of whistleblowers saying that y'all are throwing cases and hiding information and all kind of stuff for Hunter Biden. Yeah, that is happening right now. But you guys are telling us that you're all fair. You're all set. Wait, I'm sorry. We're gonna run this back because maybe my eyes and my ears deceived me. Let's hear this guy again.
The alleged corruption in the FBI and other federal law enforcement agencies. Do the American people have cause to be concerned about the integrity of the components of this Justice Department, and what do you have to say about how they're acting?
I certainly understand that some have chosen to attack the integrity of the Justice Department and its components and its employees by claiming that we do not treat like cases alike. This constitutes an attack on an institution that is essential to American democracy and essential to the safety of the American people.
Talking point
No.
on the campaign trail.
No, that is BS. No, this is not no attack on no democracy. You see, black folk, this way they get y'all. And see, y'all know that they full of shit when it comes to them and the Justice Department. This is the stance of the Biden administration. Oh no, we treat every case fairly. We treat them all the same. We treat them all alike. There's no favoritism. No, that's bull. It's up to you to call them out. It's up to you to call them out. But see, guess what? They done tugged on your heartstrings. They done allowed you to stand behind them so they can pull their little faking smoking mirror to get in office, right? Because they didn't win that. They stole that shit. And if you don't believe me, I have a video on my page. Go check it out. It's on my Rumble protocol. It's on my YouTube protocol. It's there. The video is called Rigged. Check it out. We know what they did here in Georgia with Michelle Long Spears. We know what these folk got going on. We need to do something about this foolishness. We truly need to do something about it because these folk is tripping. These folk is big time tripping, and we can't allow it to happen. We cannot allow it to happen. What are we going to do as a people? What are we going to do? Because they need to be checked. They honestly need to be checked. Oh, we treat everyone alike. We treat all cases alike. Bullshit. Bullshit. This crackhead is about to walk free. He's about to walk free. And you're out here lying and pandering to people. Y'all locked up Ron Isley at the age of 63 years old for tax evasion. And this crackhead, just because he's the son of the quote unquote president, he doesn't go to jail? Let that had been Don Jr. or Eric or Ivanka. You guys would have buried them under the jail. So no, we're not trying to hear this from you, Merrick Garland. We don't want to hear that you're treating these cases all alike, because that is bull. We see it. That is bull. Oh, we're trying to protect democracy. No, you're trying to protect yourself. You're trying to stay in office and not get in trouble, because as long as y'all reign, you're not going to bring charges on yourself. No, you're not going to do that. You guys are sick. Merrick Garland, you shouldn't even be in office. With all the lies and the BS that you pulled, you shouldn't even be there. But this is what happened when there's a corrupt system at play. All you people who like, Trump was corrupt, why you can't keep the same energy? I'll accept it from you. You said Trump was corrupt, and then you said that these people currently in office was corrupt. I would accept it from you. I wouldn't bother you, because at least I could say you're keeping the same energy. It may not be all factual, but you're keeping the same energy. No, Biden good, Trump bad. That's got to stop, man. So yeah, Merrick Garland out here gaslighting, lying it up, talking about they don't show favoritism, and this is an attack on democracy when you attack the integrity of the judicial system. Man, get your ass out of here with that bullshit, cuz. Nobody trying to hear that shit, cuz. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, cuz. You flexed up. I'm gonna tell y'all what else was going on this week, though. Let's see if I can go find this. Oh, snap. Shouts out to my Braves. Let's go see if we can find this here beautiful piece of awesomeness from Congress this week. Yeah. Let's see if he got it on his page, because he went bananas. John Durham was up there, and he talked about his report. If you guys don't know about John Durham and what he has going on, man, let me tell you. He's a special counsel looking into Russia. Because it was a lie. It was a complete lie. If you don't know about Russia, man, no, I'm not gonna show Sean Hannity. I don't like Hannity. We're not gonna do Hannity, but we will. Okay, that's Nathan. I want Jim Jordan. Is this the one? Let's see if this is the one.
Before he does this work, Danchenko's the primary subsource. A few years before he does this work, he was investigated by the FBI for espionage. Is that right, Mr. Durham?
Correct.
And that case was halted because the FBI thought he left the country, right?
Correct.
Had he left the country?
No.
Where was he living?
He remained living in the place that he was living when they opened the investigation.
Right here in D.C., right?
Yeah.
He hadn't left anywhere. He's right here in D.C. They were going to stop this. And then they go hire him, use the tax money of the people I get the privilege of representing to pay this guy who they obviously knew was a Russian spy. They hire him, who's the source of all the false information. Is that true?
They paid him. They hired him and they paid him.
Couple $100,000 if I recall, right?
It's over $200,000.
Yeah, and then this guy's hanging out with Dolan, Charles Dolan, who's a buddy of the Clintons, who's also a source for the false dossier that was used to spy on an American citizen. He's hanging out with Dolan. In fact, don't they meet on a park bench somewhere in Arlington, Virginia on New Year's Day?
New Year's Day, middle of the day.
This is straight out of the movies, right? And the FBI says, but we're not going to talk to Charles Dolan. This is two of the dumbest things I've ever heard of. They won't talk. They pay a guy who's a Russian spy, who's the source of the dossier. The other source of the dossier is Charles Dolan, who meets with that guy on a park bench in Arlington, and they don't want to interview him. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. But that's what Comey's FBI did. And they're still doing this kind of baloney because Mr. D'Antuono told us so, running operations, running investigations out of headquarters instead of assigning a U.S. attorney, a job you did for a long time and did very well. That is a huge problem. And your report, that's why your report's valuable.
It was 5 minutes worth of grilling that went down. It went down. Those 5 minutes that Jim Jordan dropped on him was serious. Mac, oh, here we go.
Our government received intelligence that suggested Secretary Clinton had approved a plan to tie President Trump to Russia.
Yes.
Was that intelligence important enough for Director Brennan to go brief the President of the United States, the Vice President of the United States, the Attorney General of the United States, and the Director of the FBI?
Yes.
And was that intelligence put then into a memorandum, a referral memorandum?
Yes.
And was that memorandum then given to Director Comey and Agent Strzok?
That's who it was addressed to, yes.
Did Director Comey share that memorandum with the FISA court?
I'm sorry,
Did he share that memorandum with the FISA court? Did Director Comey do that?
I'm not aware of that if he did.
Did he share it with the lawyers preparing the FISA application?
Not to my knowledge.
Did he share it with the agents on the case, working the Crossfire Hurricane case?
No.
Didn't share it with the agents on the case. Can you tell the committee what happened when you took that referral memo and shared it with one of those agents, specifically Supervisory Special Agent Number 1?
We interviewed the first supervisor of the Crossfire investigation, the operational person. We showed him the intelligence information. He indicated he had never seen it before. He immediately became emotional, got up and left the room with his lawyer, spent some time in the hallway, came back.
He was ticked off, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was ticked off because this is something he should have had as an agent on the case. Is important information that the director of the FBI kept from the people doing the investigation.
The information was kept from him.
Who's Charles Dolan?
Charles Dolan is a public relations person here in Washington, D.C. He had prior involvement, professional involvement with Russian government, representing Russian government interests. He was a person that was associated with Igor Danchenko.
He was also buddies with the Clintons, wasn't he?
He had held positions when President Clinton was president.
Their campaign advisor to Secretary Clinton's presidential campaign, executive director of the Democrat Governors Association. That's the same Charles Dolan we're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, and wasn't he also a key source for information in the dossier?
He provided some information that was included in the
Ritz-Carlton stuff, the Manafort stuff. In the Crossfire Hurricane investigation and the Mueller investigation, when the FBI interviewed Mr. Dolan, what did he have to say?
To my knowledge, they didn't interview Mr. Dolan.
They didn't interview this guy? Source for the dossier? Key information in the dossier? Buddies with the Clintons? They didn't talk to him?
No. I mean, we report on that because even Christopher Steele in October
2016
identified Dolan as somebody that might have information.
I find it interesting they didn't talk to him. What? Were there agents on the case who wanted to talk to Mr. Dolan, Mr. Durham?
Yes.
What happened to analyst number 1? She kept pushing to talk to Mr. Dolan. She was ultimately turned down. What happened to her the day that she was turned down and said, no, we're not talking to Dolan? What happened to her?
At about the same time, she was assigned to a different project.
They moved her. They said, we can't have this. We can't have that. We can't be looking into the Clintons' buddy, a key source for the dossier. They reassigned her. And then what did she do?
She memorialized it.
She entered a memo to the file because she said, some point the inspector general is going to want to know this information. I'm going to make sure it's recorded contemporaneously. She put it in the file. It's crazy. They didn't talk to the key source. They kept key intelligence from the investigators. This is how bad this investigation was. But here's the scary part. I don't think anything has changed. The day your report came out, 5 weeks ago, May 15th, you got a letter, Mr. Durham, addressed to you from the general counsel at the FBI, Mr. Jason Jones, writes you this 6-page letter, and he says, not to worry, everything is fine. It's all been worked out at the FBI. He even says on page 2, he says, had the reforms implemented by current FBI leadership, summarized below, been in place in 2016, failures detailed in your report never would have happened. And he underlines it. So this would never happen because of the reforms we implemented in 2019 and 2020. And then he says on page 4, one of the specific reforms, he says, FBI executive management has instructed investigations should be run out of the field and not from the headquarters. That statement is not true. 5 weeks ago, the FBI wrote you and said everything has changed when in fact it hasn't, and a statement in there is absolutely false, and we know it's false because 2 weeks ago today, we interviewed Stephen D'Antuono, former head of the Washington field office, Mr. Durham, and here's what he said in his transcript. Head of the Washington field office, when the Trump classified document investigation began, he said, that case was handled differently than I would have expected it to be, than any other cases handled. We learned a lot of stuff from Crossfire Hurricane, that headquarters should not work the investigation. It's supposed to be the field offices. My concern is that the Department of Justice was not following these principles. Nothing is, and that's the thing that scares me the most. Nothing has changed. Mr. Durham, I'm just finished with this. 60% of Americans now believe there's a double standard at the Justice Department. You know why they believe that? Because there is. That has got to change. And I don't think more training, more rules is going to do it. I think we have to fundamentally change the FISA process, and we have to use the appropriations process to limit how American tax dollars are spent at the Department of Justice.
Now, first of all, shouts out to my dog, Jim Jordan. Jim been holding it down, man. Strong patriot, handling business for we the people. Now, you just heard it right there. Now, you got Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, who's coming out and saying, oh, you know, everything is perfectly fine, and we're just doing it by the law, and we're not treating anybody differently. But then we just heard, just yesterday, we're here in Durham, up on Capitol Hill, speaking that real. Jim Jordan speaking that real about the DOJ and how they're treating things and treating cases and oh, well, there's been reforms, but then they're running this Trump investigation. It's not the field office. It's coming from headquarters. This is truly election interference. You know why? Because they're scared. They are scared. And you want to know who they're scared of? That's what they're scared of. They're scared of 45, 47. And they're trying to do everything they can to mitigate him, mitigate his supporters, the people who are out here telling the truth. But we ain't going to stop. We ain't going to stop. We're going to go hard in the paint because the people need to know. The people need to know of the treachery that's going on in their faces. The people need to know. So this is what's going on. They're running interference. They're trying to clog the news feed with everything but what you need to hear and know about. Because once you find out the truth, they are scared. And speaking of being scared of the truth, y'all know what's going on locally? Do you? Sorry, y'all. He trying to get his grift on. He wants to make a special appearance. I ain't, not gonna happen. So yeah, we got to talk about this right here because there's a lot of things going on locally too, and you guys are paying attention to everything else, but what truly needs to be paid attention to, and something has to happen when it comes to that. Oh, okay, don't know who that is. Okay, so there's a couple of things that are happening in the city. First off, shouts out to my girl, Miss Big Fire, Little Miss Big Fire, Little Big Fire, all that good stuff. She went down to the school board
retired
they're
teacher.
getting ready to adopt
the
the budget,
tentative
y'all. $800 million plus budget. And I think you guys need to be aware of this. So, Savannah, brace yourself because we're finna hit you with some funk.
I am Beth Mazzaroni and am speaking as a taxpayer and a retired teacher. At the tentative vote on the proposed FY24 budget, which was held on June 7th at the regular.
I don't hear a little big fire. What's going on? Why is the sound not working? Let's see.
Board meeting, both the school board president, Mr. Moss, and the school board rep, Michael Johnson, who was also chair of the budget committee, voted against the approximate $836 million proposed fiscal year 24 budget.
Oh, no, why there's no sound. That's why there's no sound. Let's run it back.
I am Beth Mazzaroni and am speaking as a taxpayer and a retired teacher. At the tentative vote on the proposed FY24 budget, which was held on June 7th at the regular board meeting, both the school board president, Mr. Moss, and the school board rep, Michael Johnson, who was also chair of the budget committee, voted against the approximate $836 million proposed fiscal year 24 budget. This should be a red flag to the community. The FY24 proposed budget is 8% higher than last year's FY23 budget of $775 million. The school board blames the increase primarily on a medical rate increase of approximately $14 million, but that constitutes only a 2% increase of last year's total budget. The school board also claims this exorbitant increase in budget occurred due to a cost of living increase for all staff and teachers, but it only increases last year's budget by 2%. Finally, the board also blames this excessive budget increase on the English language arts budget, to which they only allotted a 1% increase over last year's budget. While these items in aggregate do add up to an increased total of 5% over the fiscal year 23 budget, what is very alarming is that there is only a minimal cut to last year's budget, equating to a meager 1%. From household to corporate budgets, we all understand that to purchase more, we have to cut somewhere. Mr. Moss noted at a recent regular school board meeting that there would need to be some hard cuts made in order to appropriate language arts funding and staff raises. I see no meaningful cuts. This excessive budget that maintains the status quo and then adds on to it must not be approved as is. Cuts must be made, and I want to suggest the most obvious area for those budget cuts. According to the Center for Educational Statistics under the Department of Education, between 2000 and 2019, the number of students increased 7.5%. The number of teachers increased 8.9%, and the number of administrative positions increased 90%. Savannah Chatham County, under Superintendent Levette's leadership, mirrors this trend as it has become very top heavy in administrative positions at 208 Bull Street. Change happens at the school building level, not at 208 Bull Street. On behalf of the Chatham County taxpayers, I'm asking the school board to vote no on approving this proposed budget. Instead, the board needs to cut positions at 208 Bull Street to reduce the budget so that the millage rate can be rolled back, thus not increasing our property taxes by 10%. My request to all Chatham County taxpayers is to watch which school board members vote yes for this budget tonight, and when they come up for re-election, whether it's next spring or the following year, vote them out.
Vote them out. Vote them out. These people aren't doing this stuff for us. They're not doing it for you, for we the people. That's not who this is for. They're enriching themselves. Majority of the money goes to 208 Bull Street, not to these schools, not to these teachers. We got teachers who feeling it right now. We got schools out here, man. My kids have to be taken to school. They are blessed enough to make it in the choice program, and we have to take them to school because they're in choice programs. But we got a almost $1 billion budget, and we can't have buses for all the kids? No. Something has to change. These people are not working properly at 208 Bull Street. And this is a message to the new superintendent. Ma'am, you're on probationary period. You are new here. And everyone who starts a new job is always put on a 90-day probationary period. You're definitely on a probationary period, especially when it comes to me and a lot of other people. You are not from here. You are new here. You are a transplant here. I would hope that you're coming here to make a real difference in the city. Time will tell, but I will say this. You want to make a good impression on being a superintendent, on a new superintendent? Here's what you do. Come in there and say, you know what? I know that my salary is at XYZ, but here's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut my salary. Most of you all hate Trump. Ma'am, I know you hate Trump. I know you hate Trump. But guess what? Here's where Trump has bigger balls than you, and I would like to see you exert maybe bigger balls than him. Trump donated all of his money that he received in presidential office to different organizations. Let's see if you do the same. Let's see if you take your yearly salary and donate it to the bus drivers that need more money. Let's see if you take your yearly salary and go out into the hood and donate it to people who need help. Let's see what you do with your yearly salary. It's something like a quarter mil, near a quarter mil. I know it's better than $200,000 a year for you to be the superintendent of the Savannah-Chatham County Public School Systems. Let's see what you do with your money. Okay? I am very interested in seeing what you do with your money. We need budget cuts. I want to see you go in Bull Street. I want to see you open up the books of who are working at Bull Street. And I want to see you cut jobs. I want to see you take those positions and say, you know what? Get the hell out of 208 Bull Street. You're going to Mercer Middle School. You're going to Groves High School. You're going to Durin Middle School. You're going to Myers Middle School. This is where you're going because we need help in these particular schools. That's what I want to see you do as superintendent. Let me see you grab the issue by the balls. Let me see you tell these people you're going to Gamble Road. You're going to Interchange. You are going to actually make something happen in this here school system because we need sudden, drastic changes. You're on the clock, ma'am. Your 90-day probationary period has started. You're on the clock. That's not all that's happening locally, y'all. Oh, no. Oh, no. We had Auntie. Shouts out to Auntie Alicia Blakely. You know what I'm saying? We have our differences. She's still on that Democratic plantation. But, you know, we're going to address that in a little while. Let's pick up this meeting that happened because, see, a lot of us know about these businesses that try to open up in the city of Savannah, especially these liquor establishments, these clubs, these bars, these restaurants. I know a lot of restaurants have attempted to open. Shouts out to JB. Shouts out to the Crew Lounge. A lot of people have tried to open up restaurants. Shouts out to God almighty. It wasn't Etta's. It was the lady right after Etta. I cannot remember her. It was like Southern Wine Cafe or something of that nature. She tried to, she had some good food up in that thing. And she wanted some beer and wine and liquor, and they wouldn't give it to her. You know, I found it was crazy that they would not give her a liquor license for that establishment, and she was serving food simply because of the foolishness that Victor Sean did when it was Uptown. Yeah. I see a lot of people like to hold Victor Sean up on a high pedestal, and look, you do what you do, but Buddy's a bitch in my book. Yeah. I know the things that went down in Uptown. A lot of people know the things that went down in Uptown. And that's the reason why some people just couldn't get a liquor license at that address, at that establishment, because of things that Victor Sean did. But now, all of a sudden, we got Miss Jackie, and they're trying to give her a liquor license there, but they stopped everyone else. And I know personally because I was a manager and a part owner of 1308 West. My business partner wanted to get liquor. Me, I've always been opposed to it. Like, it brings too much headache. But my business partner wanted it, and we could never get it because the city of Savannah wouldn't allow it to happen. But now, man, please. So, Auntie addressed this, and we're gonna take this to the top and listen. Let's check it.
Is there a department that actually maintains those good neighbor agreements?
The city does keep those good neighbor agreements on file. The enforceability of a good neighbor agreement are the neighbors, right? If council makes the execution of a good neighbor agreement as a condition to receive a permit, like an alcohol license, then you would have to execute a good neighbor agreement in which whatever party is representing the neighborhood would agree to and sign, and the business owner would agree to and sign. If there are issues with that, the city would certainly help in mediating those issues if it could be mediated.
Correct.
If the issues raised to the level of
I know the
an
process. I know
infraction
how
on
it
a-
works. My question is this.
That-
If we have a good neighbor agreement area, a file, I would like to see all of the good neighbor agreements for all of the businesses that have alcohol licenses.
Let's do it.
I would like to have that as soon as possible, because it seems to me that every single time African American business, I don't care about being out of order, I'm telling what God loving, that's the truth. Every time an African American business come before this council, there is always an issue about an alcohol license. Out of 600 plus alcohol licenses in this city, we only have about 8 African American.
Alderwoman Wilder Bryan.
They don't like it.
Mr. Mayor, let the truth be
Alderwoman.
told.
They don't like it. They don't like it when the truth be told. Shouts out to Alicia Blakely. They don't like it when the truth be told. But she's telling the truth. You go to get a liquor license, and oh, what does the neighbors think? Oh, you need to go get a good neighbor agreement. Oh, this, and they always buck on them. And then you got these well-to-do Negroes, these these Estella Shabazes who have these liquor overlays, these alcohol overlays that keep businesses out of play. They keep businesses out of play. They're the moral authority. And if there's not an overlay, then you need to go get a good neighbor agreement. You need to see if the neighbors want it. You need to see how the neighbors feel about it. And it always stopped the black folk. Unless you really, really, really paid. Really, really, really paid and loved. Because, JB is really, really, really paid, and they won't let him get his. Cool Vibes can't get none. He tried to open a convenience store. He ain't even want no alcohol in the convenience store. He just want to put some fresh food in there. They won't let him get his convenience store license. It's too much. It's too much. But these your people. These your people you put in the city of Savannah offices. And I hope you learn to do better. Because if you don't, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble. And I don't know what to say. But my partner know what to say. Check this out. Oh, man. Here we go again. Here we go again with no sound. All right. Let's back him up. Let's back him on up. All right. Let's get back in here. What's say?
Exactly how to bait black people because they use things like racism. The other day, Michelle Obama went on TV. She gave a whole speech, talked about how Trump was this and Trump was that. And at the very end of what she said, she made sure to say, and yes, it is racist. You know why? Because the minute you call anything racist or you add race into it, black people get emotional and they come out. Kamala did the same thing because they know how to bait black people in. Here's my thing, and I've told black people this before, who are Democrats. I don't try to convince Democrats to be Republican. What I try to convince them to do is know your history and read a little bit. Do your research. If you still want to vote Democrat, do what you do, but be an educated and an informed voter. Most Democrats can't tell you why they Democrats. They just hate Donald Trump. They can't even tell you what Biden did in 47 years, but they're going to vote for him. They can't tell you what Kamala did while she was in California, locking black people up left and right, but they're going to vote for her. When will the slaves get off the plantation? You know what happens when slaves get off their plantation? The house tell on them. The left knows exactly how to bait black people because they use things.
Tell on them. Every time. Every time never fails. Every time never fails, y'all. We got to do better. We have got to do better in these streets. And if we don't, man, we're going to perish. You already said read a little bit. I ain't telling you to vote Republican. I would like you to vote conservatively. I would like you to pay attention to the bills. I would love for you to be paying attention to the bills. I would love for you to see the information and know why you're voting. But that's asking for a whole lot. That's asking for a whole lot. But it's Jubilee week. So it shouldn't be asking for a lot. It shouldn't be. You should want your freedom. You should want to be able to lead you and yours properly. You should. But will you? Can you? I don't really know. Take the time, man. Do a little research. Do a little reading. Find out the importance of Jubilee week. Find out the importance of Juneteenth. See, a lot of people don't know. It's been a very interesting week for me in Juneteenth because I've been fighting Republicans and I've been fighting Democrats because people just don't know. You know, I'm hearing stupid Republicans like Candace Owens and them stupid fucktards who are out here saying things that people just grasp onto. Oh, it's just a made up holiday because George Floyd. 1865 and 2020. There's a huge difference in time there. I'm just saying. Stop saying stupid stuff. It's not a made up holiday because of George Floyd. Trump was talking about it in 2018. George Floyd was still alive. Republicans are the main ones saying, oh, we freed the slaves. But then you want to trash the day when the last group of slaves was freed? That should be an important day to you. It was actually a success in comparison to what you love to rub in Biden's face as far as Afghanistan and how that was a failed pullout. Here you have a true success of the last slaves being freed, and you're going to trash it? Well, that just sounds stupid. That's just openly stupid. You need to fix it. And Democrats, you people, why are you using the wrong colors when it comes to Juneteenth? The colors are red, white, and blue. Because Juneteenth allowed it for the enslaved people who was once enslaved to actually be true Americans. You are now covered by the Constitution. You are now covered by the Declaration of Independence. This is your country. It is our independence that allowed this to happen. Do y'all know about the original Declaration of Independence? Check this out. I'm looking for folk who know about the rough draft of the Declaration of Independence. I'm giving away money. I'm giving away money. I'm giving away crypto. I'm giving away crypto for the person who could find in the original Declaration of Independence where black folk was actually mentioned, where the enslaved people was actually mentioned. If you can find that and put that in the chat or put that on the comments and checking this out, I'm going to give away some money. I'm not even going to mention it. I want to see if you, the people, can go and research it. It's the rough draft of the Declaration of Independence. That's all the hint that I'm giving you. Find it. Go read it. And tell me what they said about the enslaved people and how America and the founding of what is America outside of the colonies of England. Tell me what it truly meant to the shaper of our Declaration of Independence. Tell me that. Because a lot of people don't know. So I'm giving away crypto. I'm giving away crypto. You need some crypto in your life. We've talked about it on many shows before. If you're not familiar with crypto, you need to get familiar with crypto. I suggest watching the Tuttle Twins. I have my kids watching the Tuttle Twins now. It's on Angel Studios. It's a free app. You can get it on your phone. You can get it out of Amazon. You might be able to get it out of Roku. Angel Studios, the Tuttle Twins. Enjoy the Tuttle Twins. Watch them with your kids. Watch them on your own, but get educated. We're giving away money, y'all, in the form of crypto. But Juneteenth celebrates the independence and the freedom of the last segment of Americans who were not allowed to say that they were Americans. So yes, we will celebrate Juneteenth for the cousins who was freed on that day. But then we will also celebrate the Declaration of Independence signing on July 4th. But not only that, we will also celebrate Jubilee Day on January 1st. And not only is it New Year's Day, but it is also the day that the release of slaves actually went countrywide or colony-wide or territory-wide as far as the United States of America is concerned. That's when the Union said that all slaves was free. January 1st, 1863. We're going to celebrate that as well. So we got 3 celebrations. The day that we said that we were good to go, January 1st, 1863. The day that America became America, July 4th, 1776. And the day that the final slave was freed, June 19th, 1865. We're going to celebrate it all. We're Americans, and that is American history. And we will appreciate that American history. And if you don't like it, guess what? I got 2 words for you. You know what it is. Because I'm going to celebrate it all. That's just what we're going to do. All right, y'all. And we're an hour in. You know what? It's 9 o'clock. I'm going to go and spend a little bit more time with my son before I ship his little butt to bed. Because even though it's summertime, you still got to go to bed, my boy. So this was fun. This is real. I appreciate everybody who slid through on this thing tonight. It's a nice little short one. If you're just coming in, you're catching the replay, make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment outside of trying to get the money, because I'm definitely going to be giving away some crypto. So make sure you definitely jump in on that goodness. And you know how I'm doing, man. Let me know what you think. Criticism, you know, everybody loves to criticize Pro. So go ahead and drop me some of that criticism and let me know what you're thinking. And we'll do it like that. Oh man, before I jump out of here, I have to share with you what is going down on tomorrow at Daffin Park. So I got 2 important things going on tomorrow before we jump out of here. Let me go to this right here. Let me go and get this right here. Oh man. Let's see. Where's my photos? Oh man. Oh, I forgot I did put that up. Oh, I'm so funny. We got the fish rodeo going on in Daffin Park tomorrow. I need to make sure that everybody is in attendance of that. It's going down in a very major way. Yes, it is. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I know who has it. Go searching on crazy on my Facebook profile. It should be right here. No, there we go. All right. Where are you, buddy? Here you go. Present, share screen. And we are here. All right, y'all. So tomorrow it's going down, 2nd annual fishing rodeo. It's the family affair. It's going down from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Daffin Park, man. Fishing rodeo, free barbecue, music, fried fish, prizes, and so much more. It's being sponsored by the Empowerment Center, Savannah Feed the Hungry, the Mance Law Firm, and Cricket Wireless, man. We're going to be at Daffin Park on the Victory Drive side. Make sure you show up, right? We're going to have prizes for the best catch. Best sportsmanship awards are going out. We also got to do adult and youth fishing. There'll be some entertainment and a whole lot of other awards being handed out. Come on, man. It's going to be a very, very fun time. My girl Mia Mance will be in the building. My dog Chad Mance is going to be there. Representative Gilliard is going to be there. I'm going to be there, and a whole lot of other people. So definitely pull up, man. It's a fishing rodeo, the family affair, family reunion going down on Daffin Park, at Daffin Park on the Victory Drive side. So please make sure you pull up to that. Also going down about 11 to 2 tomorrow is the Chatham County GOP's membership drive. That'll be taking place over at the Southwest Library behind the old Savannah Mall, right outside the Rio Gate. So if you're interested in that, go on by, get some information, man. Join the party. And it's a grassroots takeover with nothing like the RNC. We're actually booting the RNC and all of their rhino junkies out of here, and we're taking over with the grassroots people. So come on in, man. Get involved. I'm inviting you. Tell them Protocol sent you, and we're gonna make this thing happen. All right. So those are the two major things going on with your boy Pro on tomorrow: the fishing rodeo on Daffin Park, and the Chatham County GOP membership drive. All right. With that being said, guys, I'm finna go ahead and get ready to check on out this thing. Oh, this is my track right here. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna do this with my boy Smooth. This track is called Yeah. It's actually one of my favorite tracks that he did in the past by him. So yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Y'all make sure y'all be good, and if you can't be good at something. If you can't be good at something, then be the best at something else. You dig? All right, y'all. Pro's getting ready to get out of here. Finna land this plane. I'm finna go be a good dad, and I will talk to you guys on a later day, probably next Friday for sure. If not before, I might go live tomorrow. Who am I lying to? I'm definitely going live tomorrow from the park. I'll see y'all then.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 You paid? Yeah, 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 yeah. Slave? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. They stuck? Yeah, 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 yeah. Smooth river with the flow, how delivering the snow to your liver or your throat, yeah. Going for the kill, knowing that I'm ill, showing all my skill, throwing all my bills, go for broke, yeah. Matter of time, scatter like vines, all this chatter, I don't mind, all this ladder, I'ma climb, yeah. Motivate myself, but I take the help, cultivate the wealth, graduate from hell, rhymes heaven, yeah. Hear that horn blow, I'm a thorn, bro, nasty like a porno, coke, I was born dope, no smooth, unmatched, you a foot, I'm a thumbtack, all these bum cats, let them know the real back, yeah. God flow, heavy line worth harpo, spitting narcos from the ceiling to the flow, yeah. The world mine, must admit your girl fine, but she ain't worth time, let my queen get mine. Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Pay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Slave. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. They stuck. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm a killer and a miller. Happiness, what I produce, word to J Dilla. If you ask me, ain't nobody made realer. Best of both worlds, I'm the drug and the dealer. Love my mama so much, I hug and I kiss her. I'm Bill Belichick, you more Jeff Fisher. Beach sour flow, and you more like Tisha. And that goes for you and everybody that's with ya. Never say I can't, climbing up the hill, Grant. Give me time like a plant, I don't rap. I just rant, going on and on and on and on with positivity. Keep me sane mentally. Best is what I'm finna. What they say nowadays, keep that same energy. I release the beast to me, the greatest that could ever be. I would cherish me too, I'm solid and they see through. They don't do what we do, I ask what would me do? God. Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Pay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Slave. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. They stuck. Yeah, 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 yeah.